Hi, this is a quick walkthrough for your new website. This will show you some of the major sections of WordPress and how you can configure it. It doesn't go in depth into any of the options that you have available, but it should give you a good idea of how to find all the options that you have available and how to configure them so you can start customizing your website. Some of these videos may be available on your website as well, on individual segments, or different tutorials will also be available. As this service progresses and I make it more robust, you'll see that you'll have more videos under the Quickstart guide. So if your website only has 2 or 3 right now, then ask me for the latest ones and I will give you a link so you can watch all the other new ones. These are being put out as fast as I can make them. So this is what your website may look like if you order a free installation service through me. And at the very top you'll see your title, you'll see a short description, then you have your menu bar. On the left hand side where it says home and this text right here, this is your main content area. On the right hand side you have a search box and a sidebar that contains various links. On the bottom of the page you have a form that allows people to leave a comment on your website. This is available on every page and every post, and you can turn it on and off as you wish. So let's take a look. How do you get started? Well, on the right hand side you'll have a login button. You can click on that login, and once you click on it you'll need to enter your username and password that I've provided for you or you received in an email. Once you enter this username and password and you click on login, you will be in your dashboard. Your dashboard is the most important location for your WordPress website. This is where you start configuring or editing any aspect of your website. Let me give you a quick overview of the dashboard. On the top left corner, you have a gray bar that has quick access to a few of the major functions on your website. For example, if we go to your name and then click on Visit Site, we'll be taken back to the home page. But we don't want to do that right now. From Visit Site to the right you have comments. This is when somebody has left a comment on your blog and is waiting for you to moderate it. The new button allows you to create a new post, a new page, a new link, or a new user, or other type of content that you may be adding to your website as you add new plugins. The SEO button allows you to configure your SEO settings. These are provided by a plugin which we'll cover briefly in the next few minutes. Towards the very right hand side you have your username badge, and this is what tells you which user you have logged in at the moment. As you see right here, mine is OGT admin, and from here I can edit my profile or log out of the website. This is the dashboard again. On the left hand side you have all your menus, and different sections of the website are managed through these various menus. In the middle you have a welcome message from WordPress that allows you to configure your website and take various steps to customize the experience that your visitors will have on your website. You can go through this and explore it at your own time, but something that is very interesting for you to or I want to show you is the screen options section. Most of the sections in the dashboard have the screen options. That is a little drawer that pops down when you click on it, pops back up when you click on it again, and it allows you to configure the options that you see on that particular page. In this case, we see all these different options are checked in or are checked. That means that they're going to be showing down here. For example, take a look at Quick Press right here. You see Quick Press is also listed over here, right here. And notice if I uncheck it, it will disappear. If I check it back, it appears again. So this allows you to customize each of those pages that we're going to go through and determine what's being shown on each page. Some pages have more customization than others. Keep that in mind. For example, in this case we can have a 2-column layout as you see here, or we can have a 4-column layout. And you can then drag and drop different elements to the different boxes. So once you customize that, you can just click on that and it's saved, it's ready to go. The next thing that I'm going to cover are posts. Posts allow you to create new content on your website and is the standard blog post type of content that you can post on your website. To add a new post, you simply mouse over the post menu, then click on add new. You give your title, you get your post a new title. Write whatever it is that you want to write in it. Let's see. So we have some paragraphs here, and then you can publish that. You hit the publish button and your post will automatically be published. Let's take a look. When you publish a new title, hit the publish button, and you have two options. You can click on the view post button right here, or on the view post link from the alert that your post has been published. Let's take a look. There's a new post with a title, and if you wanted to add pictures, you could do that as well. You simply click on add media and follow the steps to add a new picture. This is how you create a basic post. Under the post you will see that you have an SEO section where you can configure your SEO options. As I mentioned earlier, we have an SEO plugin that allows you to do that. In this case, you want to select a focus keyword, then make sure that your title has that keyword in place, that your meta description has a good description of what the content is in this page, and it includes the focus keyword that you put in here. This will probably be explained in a later video much more in depth, but for now, these are the basics of it. You can always update your post by clicking the update button, and you can also create new categories or assign existing categories to your post. In this case, the first category that is set up is uncategorized, so you would create a new category and maybe name it rants, or we just call it interesting thoughts, and we add the category. Notice that now it's checked, and if we update it, that will now be part of that post, and we can click on view post again to see how that's been affected. At the bottom right here, it will say this entry was posted in, and then it will list the categories that is posted and the date. There's also an edit button. This edit button allows you to edit the page when you're looking at it from the front end of the website. So for example, if we go to home page, we scroll down, you'll see that there's an edit button right here. If we go to mission, we'll scroll down, you see that there's an edit button here. So you can always edit a page or a post through the front page if you click on the edit button. That takes you back to this screen where you can continue to make changes until you're happy with it. So let's go back to post, because we just got sidetracked to go into a page. So earlier I showed you how to create a new post by mousing over the post menu and then clicking on add new post, and we published it, and we created this post called new title test. If you want to see all your existing posts, then instead of clicking on add new, you click on all post. All posts will show you all the posts that currently exist on your website, and you can interact with them directly from here. If you mouse over this section, you will see that a few new links appear. You can edit the post, you can do quick edits, you can send it to the trash, or you can view the public facing version of that post. So if we do a quick edit, you're allowed to edit some basic settings and parameters of the post. For example, you can edit the title, the slug, the date in which it was published, the author. You can put a password to it, you can change the categories, and you can also include certain tags for the post to have. You can also set it to be published, pending review, or draft, and simply click the update button to make the changes. You can update several posts at a time. If you click on 2 or 3, you can go to bulk actions, edit, and click apply. That will let you do certain actions to all the posts. For example, you could include them into a category, or you can change the author, or you can change the comments. Different options can be applied to several posts at a time. That's only if you go to post and all posts. Notice at the very top you also have the type of posts that you that are currently available. So all posts shows you all the posts, of course. Publish shows you any post that's actually published right now and people can view it. If you had any draft, they will show right here as draft, and if you had any scheduled posts, they will show as well right here. And you can click on those to see more details about them. We covered categories earlier while we were editing the post, but I'll show you categories really quick. Categories allow you to compartmentalize your content and put it into different types of categories, of course. So, by default, WordPress comes with one category and they title it very originally as uncategorized. You can edit this and name it blog, main, whatever it is that you want to categorize your blog post as. You just need to have one default category that cannot be deleted. Notice that this one doesn't have a box right here. This is the default category currently. And you cannot delete it, you can't remove it, you have to rename it if you want, if you don't like the uncategorized title. You can also edit categories that already exist or that you created by editing them here. You can click on the edit button, you can give it a description, you can change the name of it, you can also change the slug, but I wouldn't recommend you do that unless you know what you're doing. In fact, you should never change the slugs on any of your content. Maybe I'll explain that a little bit later in the video, or if you have questions about that, let me know in a comment or an email. At the very bottom, we have also SEO settings for categories. These are also advanced. You don't need to worry about them for now, but if you wanted to edit them and you know what you're doing, this is where you would find them. Under all posts, we also see tags and a plugin that I've given you called Calendar. So let's look at tags really quick. Tags are a lot like categories, but they can be used differently. For example, a post may be categorized under financial advice, and another post may be categorized under business advice. But both of them may relate to an S corporation, for example. So you could have one post under financial advice, one other different post would be under business advice, but both of them could have the tag of S corporation. Depending on how you're planning to structure your content, you may have more categories than tag, more tags than categories. Some people like to use one category and multiple tags. Some people like to use multiple categories and multiple tags. That's going to be a decision that you have to make based on your particular needs. If you have any questions about that, email me or let me know what your questions are and I'll try to help you with that. This is where you would manage your tags. You can create new tags in advance, or you can create new tags when you're creating a new post. Simply type them in and click add tags next to the button and they'll be added. The next thing that I want to show you, and this is special only to your WordPress installation, or if you've installed this plugin, you have the calendar plugin, which is very neat. It allows you to see on a calendar view which posts have been published, when they have been published, and it also lets you see what posts are coming up for publication in the near future. So you can also create new posts. For example, if you have it scheduled to blog 3 times a week, you can click on your different dates, click on new post, and create a new post from here, so that it will help you manage your time and create posts. You can also drag and drop. Oh, I guess you can't drag and drop anymore. I believe if the posts are not scheduled, you can drag and drop them between different days, and that will make them be published from, say, a Friday to the next Monday if you do that. And I'll show you how to do that. We'll do a post under March 15. We'll call it test post. And we'll set it as a draft. We'll click save. Now notice that it's a draft and my cursor changes to that cross, which means I can drag and drop it to any other date that I want, provided it's not in the past. So if I wanted that to start on Monday, then that makes this draft be scheduled for Monday. So I can change the time right here, 10 a.m. and draft. So I can say, when it's ready, schedule it. So that's a post section. Next we're going to cover pages, because pages is very similar to the post, but we have a special section for pages for you. Pages can be created simply by clicking on the Add New Page button. And it's very similar to a blog post. You can put in a title, you can put in the content, you can also add pictures, configure the SEO part of it. The part that's different are the tags and categories. Natively, WordPress does not allow you to categorize or tag a page. If you want to do that, you can contact me, ask me questions about it, or you can look for a plugin that allows you to tag and categorize pages if that's what you need. But the part I really want to show you is how to edit the existing pages that I've given you. Let's go back to the home page really quick and see what we have. We have a home page, which is the first page that you see. You can edit that again by clicking on the edit button at the bottom, or if you notice on the gray bar at the top, you have an edit link. This is also available on most other types of content, whether it's a page or a post. If you click on the edit page, then I could edit the content on the home page. For example, I just typed in easy to edit. We'll capitalize that E. And if we click on the update button, and then we click back on view page, you can now see that I clicked on the easy to edit, or I typed in easy to edit, and it's showing right here on the home page. So what if I wanted to edit other pages? Well, you can click on each one and then follow the same procedure. Click on edit page at the very top, make the changes that you want to make, and then click on update. So now you're probably wondering, how do you edit a picture? Let's take a look at Mission. If we click on edit, you'll notice that we see all this garbled text here, and you still don't see a picture. Even though you see a picture over here, it doesn't show up on the text. Let me explain why. WordPress has two modes. One is called visual mode, the other one is called text. Text mode is what you would use if you want to insert a special code from YouTube or Amazon, or a shareable piece of content that another website has given you. You might have seen something like HTML or copy HTML. This is what you need to put into your WordPress site. You need to go into this mode to be able to copy and paste that type of code. For example, you see some code right here. This is called HTML or shortcodes for WordPress. Most likely you're actually familiar with the visual tab, and if we click on that, this will look a lot more than like what you're used to. This looks like Word. If you notice right here, you have the bold icon, italics, strike through. You can make bullet points, you can make number lists, you can make quotes, all kinds of things, just like Word. Very simple. So this is how you would edit a page in a more familiar way. If you click on the picture, for example, these two icons come up. The one on the right deletes the entire
16
picture.
hours.
The one on the right deletes the entire picture, and the one on the left allows you to edit it. Let's click on edit. This allows you to change the picture to the center, to the right. Notice how the text is aligned and wraps around the text. That's because we have it aligned to the left. You can also put a caption. You can also put alternative text for SEO purposes and also for accessibility. If those things are a little bit over your head, don't worry about it. You don't really need to know all that stuff. You just need to know that this is how you edit a picture. One request that is often asked is, how do you make a picture link to a particular website or location? At the bottom of the image, you will see that there's a link URL. This right now is taking us directly to that image. If we wanted to change it, for example, to take us to the contact page, then we would simply type in the address that represents the contact page. And if you type that and saved it, if somebody were to click on the image, they would be taken to the contact page. That is how you edit one of the pages going through the front end. But if you go to the All Pages section back here, and you scroll down, you can find all the pages that are available by clicking on their titles, and then you can go to an edit. For example, products and services. Notice that there's a text, and you could choose this text to be bold. You can make this text underlined. And you can make all kinds of changes. Let's say that we want to add a picture just like we have on the mission statement page. You click on Add Media, and you can pick one of the pictures that we already have available for you. This looks a little bit different than the previous edit image that I showed you. It allows you to create that caption and also allows you to insert the picture into the content. In this case, we're going to make it align to the left. We're going to make it not have a link to anything, and we're going to pick a size of 300 by 200, which is already preset into our sizes. And if we click Insert into Page at the bottom right, you'll notice that there's a picture and it's ready to go. So let's click on, first let's look at this page, how it looks before we made any changes. This is what it looks like, plain and simple, nothing really to it. But we added a picture and we click on Update. Go to Products and Services and we'll refresh this page. Notice now we have a picture there, and we also show that the text has been bold right here and underlined as well. You can also edit your contact page, your press page, your blog page, and when you're ready you can delete these links from your website so that people don't need to see them. You can also remove them by editing the menu, and I will show you how to do that. Now please keep in mind that these pages were created for your convenience. They don't have to stay there. They don't have to be here. You can delete them and start from scratch, put whatever pages you want. The one that I would be careful with deleting is the contact page. Let's take a look at contact. If we go to the contact page and we click on the edit button, you will notice that there is no form that you can actually see here. There's some text where I explain how this works, so you can always refer back to that. But more importantly, there's a shortcode right here that says Contact Form 7, ID 58, and Title Contact Form 1. What does that mean? If we go back to the front page and look at the home page or the contact page, you'll notice that it says Contact Us. Nothing here says anything about Contact Form 7. So what does this mean? This means that I'm using a plugin or a shortcode to display a form. If you notice, one menu item below the pages, you have a contact link. Let's click on that. This is provided by a plugin called Contact Form 7, and this allows you to create various data gathering forms. In this case, and the most simple case scenario, is using the plugin for a contact form, as we have on the contact page. And if we click on it, you can edit that form. Here's the field that is going to show. Here's the email that's going to contain the information and who it's going to go to. And you'll see right here it says, this is the message that you will receive when somebody sends you a message with a contact form. You can create new contact forms or edit the one that you have here by using all these fields, adding them over here, and then you can add the corresponding display of that field on the right hand side. This may be a little bit too advanced for you at this point, but this is how you would edit your contact form. Notice that we have your name required. If we go back to the home page and to our contact page, I will show you exactly where that is. Your name required. So if you wanted to change how that looks, you would change it right here. If you want to change your email required, this is where you would change it. Now there's one downside to using this plugin and this form, and that is that it requires that you understand shortcodes and HTML. So for that reason, I will stop right here, and this is a little bit more advanced, but you will need to know HTML or understand these shortcuts a little bit better in order for you to create a new form. But you can create surveys, you can create a full form, for example, an application form if you're trying to hire somebody, if you're trying to get people to write for you or for your blog. You could write a form that asks them for their abilities and their skills and different checkboxes and drop-down menus that will give you more information. So again, to edit your contact form, simply go to the home page, go to your contact page, click on edit, and then you can edit the page. But to actually edit the form, you have to go to the contact link on the left hand side and edit the form that you want. Before you go and edit this form, if you want to play around with it and make changes, I would suggest that you copy it. Once you copy it and save it, you'll notice that you have a contact form. Now you have two. One of them says contact form 1, one of them says contact form 1 copy. You could edit this one until you're happy with it and test it before you remove or delete the other one. That's an easy way to figure out how things work. In this case, we're just going to delete it. And we're going to go and move down to the settings part, because this is the part that you will want to configure pretty much right away. Under settings, we have the general tab, which is very important. Go through this, and at the very top part, you're going to set your title. Your title is the main section, main title that shows up on the website right here. Smiling through tears. So in this case, for example, if we were to split this into 3 words and save it, you will notice that this will change when I refresh. Then the description is right below. You don't need to change or want to change WordPress address or site address unless you've been instructed by somebody or you know what you're doing. Don't change this. The email address, this is the email address that will be used when WordPress has a problem or an update has to happen or a plugin wants to send you an email to the administrative email address. That's what this email is, and it could be different than your username email if you wish. I recommend that you always have access to this email address because it will help you reset a password or troubleshoot problems with your WordPress website down the road. If you want people to be able to register to your website and create a username and password, you have to allow anyone can register and then set a default role of, I would say, subscriber or contributor. But if you don't want people to register, you don't have to do this and leave it like this. Okay. Next step is how you want the format of the dates to be displayed whenever a date is being programmatically displayed on your website. You can have it shown like this: month, day, year, or year, month, day. However you want to do it, this is where you pick. And down below, oh, we skip one. Here's where you have the time zone. Depending on where you are in the world, you want to set that time zone to be your time zone so that things are being published at the expected time. For example, if you set it to publish, if you set something to publish in advance, but your time is set incorrectly, it may publish at the wrong time. So you can either find your city. Let's see, where's Los Angeles? Or you can find the time zone that that you wish. If you know that the code, for example, the UTC code, you could pick your own time here. For my purposes, I'm going to select Los Angeles. Also, the same time, the same thing that you can do with your time over here, you can select the time. I mean, with the date, you can select the time down here. We'll do save changes. The main thing that you want to do under the general settings is updating your site title and your tagline, which is your description for the home page. And you see that right here. So let's take a look. So now we change it to have 3 spaces there, and the description we didn't change. Writing Writing is interesting, but you don't really have to touch this unless you want to get really into your WordPress configuration. If you have updated your categories, like I mentioned before, you can set a default category to be whatever you want it to be simply by choosing the default post category. These other formatting options are, up to you if you want to convert the emoticons, but I don't usually change this. Press this is an advanced feature that I have a video about on my website. If you want to look for it, it's on notagrouch.com. Besides this, you don't have to really edit the writing space. Reading now, on the other hand, this is how your visitors will consume your website. And I'll go through this fairly quickly, but your website is not only a standard website that has different pages like home, mission, products, contact, it's also a blog. Because it's powered by WordPress, you're able to have a blog alongside your homepage. Notice on the homepage, this is just the one page that we were editing earlier, but on the blog, we have several posts. We have the one that we just created. We have another post that has a gallery built in. And then we have another post with simple text and the default Hello World post from WordPress. This is your blog section. But really, all that a blog is just a page that has been designated to be the blog. Notice that when I went to edit the page, I came to a page with a title of blog, but no content. There's no text in here, there's nothing. And over here, there's nothing else that I can do. So how does this page become the blog page? Well, that's what you do with your reading settings. Now this is already set up for you, so you don't have to change it unless you want to. But we're telling WordPress, I want you to display the home page as the main page when somebody goes to the front page of the website. This page could really be anything. It could be your contact page, it could be your mission statement, it could be your press page, about us, whatever you want it to be. Then the blog page is a page that's going to display any blog post that you create, and this is how you adjust this. Also, if we go back to the blog, we have 4 posts. New title, post with gallery, text only, on Hello World. If we had a lot more posts, at some point you want to have a link here that takes you to the next page. Instead of having all the posts display in one long page and taking forever to load, you want to break it down into several pages. That's what this will do for you. If you want to change the blog post to only show 3, 5, 10, 15 posts, this is where you change that. Syndication is more an advanced feature, and we're not going to go over that right now, but we're going to change it to 30. And blog pages, we're going to change it to 2, simply to demonstrate how it all works. We're going to save changes, and remember I had 4 blog posts already published. So we change it to 2 posts, so that means after 2 posts we should have a new page. So let's take a look. Blog, new title 1, post built in with WordPress gallery. That's 2 posts, and now we have an older post link at the very bottom that allows us to go to the next 2 pages, the next 2 posts, and so on and so forth. A 2 is really not practical for this, so we're going to leave this at 10 or 7. So those are sensible options that you can have there. This option is related to the syndication feeds, and we're not going to cover it right now, but I suggest that you leave it as full text. To save changes. Then we're going to go into discussion. Now this has a lot of options, but for the most part, you're going to leave this the way they are, unless you really want to customize it. The one thing that I like to make sure is that we have a show avatars section checked. This is a picture that's going to show next to all the different comments that people make on your website, and it automatically comes from Gravatar. If you want to know more about that, go to gravatar.com, get an account, and tie it into your email. That will allow you to have a customized picture associated with your name whenever you leave a comment or your WordPress theme wants to display a picture for your username. This also applies to your users. So if you ever see that users leave comments and they already have a picture, it's because they already set up their gravatar. You can set various moderation options, like for example, send you an email when someone posts a new comment or when a new comment is held for moderation. You can require people to be registered, although I don't recommend it. And you can also have people leave you an anonymous comment or a comment with their name and email address. Simply go through these options, set them the way you'd like, and click on Save Changes. We're still covering the settings. The next one we're going to cover is we're not going to cover media right now. We're going to go straight to permalinks. If you have noticed, when we click on Press or Quickstart Guide or any of the pages that are here, the website has the domain.com/ and then a funny little code that says page ID equals 70 in this case. That means that we're looking at page number 70 on the WordPress website. It doesn't mean that it's actually page number 70, it just means that it's the page or the object that has been created by WordPress, and it happens to have the ID of number 70. So you don't have to worry much about that, but what you have to be concerned with is the fact that this is not very friendly. It's kind of hard to tell somebody over the phone, hey, go to my website, website.com/ page _ID equals 70 or 55 or whatever that may be. It's much easier if you can tell somebody, go to domain.com/contact in order to contact me. In order for you to do that, you have to go into your permalinks, which is under settings, permalinks, and you have to adjust what you want your post to say. By default, you will see that the permalinks are set to have that funny little code that just simply has an ID. You can also have date and name. So instead of saying domain.com/funny code, it will say domain.com/the year/month/day and then the title of the post. This is more of an old school method, and a lot of older websites have it. Then you have another option for just the month and the name. You can have a numeric version of it, or you can just have the post name. This is the most popular option right now, and if you're not going to have a lot of different sections and hierarchy for your website, I would recommend that you do this and you set it up by just selecting post name, clicking on Save Changes. Let's see how that affects the home page. Remember, we selected post changes. It changed this part right here and added the variable of post name. So let's take a look at the home page. We click on the home page and we click on products. It no longer says a funny code right here, or press doesn't say ID 7, it says press. So that makes it easier for you to type it or have someone remember that when they're looking through your website. Let's continue down the list. And in this case, I'm going to set it back to default because this website is live and I'm not sure what the user wants to do with it. Auto post thumbnail is an option that I installed for you. That means that if you post a new blog post and you assign a picture to it, some themes will not have a thumbnail that shows up on your blog, and this plugin allows you or helps you with that. You don't really have to do much with it, it just works. If you have any conflicts with your thumbnails when you start creating blog posts and stuff, you may try disabling this to get through it. Google Analytics. This is a plugin that allows you to work the Google Analytics code into your website so you can track different metrics that Google allows you to look at when you install that code. I won't cover it right now because it's very sophisticated, but you need to get a Google Analytics account. Once you have that, then log into the account and click this button. This will walk you through authorizing your WordPress site into your Google Analytics account so that you can start tracking your statistics in Google Analytics. There's a lot of options that you can configure on this, so if you need to know more about this, simply go to the website, right here and look at the questions that people have asked and some of the guides that walk you through how to use this plugin. Relevancy is another plugin that I have installed for you. You don't really need to use it or do anything with it, but this allows you to have very sophisticated search options on your WordPress website. And it's very much a set it and forget it type of plugin, but you can go through all these options and configure the different ways that search will bring up content when your users search for stuff on your website. Subscribe to comments. That's another little plugin that I installed for you, and this allows people to go to your blog, for example, what you see now, what happened here is that we changed the permalinks, but we didn't update the permalinks. So let's go do that really quick. Default save, and we go to the website. Let's go to the blog page. Okay, so if we go back to the blog page, the plugin I was going to show you was subscribe to comments. And if we go to subscribe to comments again, that's under settings, subscribe to comments. These are the different options that you can set up. Normally you want to change these options to reflect your site name. So we're going to put that here. And you also want to put in the email address for the administrator or the person that's going to be sending these emails. We'll update the options. And let's see what those options mean on the front end. If we go to a blog post, and notice we have the post 37 up here, but if we go at the very bottom, right here it says you are the author of this entry. If I wasn't the author of this entry, I would have an option right here, a little box to check off when I leave a comment. That means that I am going to receive an email when someone else leaves a comment. That way I don't forget to check back into it. It's a very useful plugin to allow people to keep in touch with you after they left a comment. And let's take a look to see how that works on a different website. I mean on a different browser where we're not logged in as the administrator. So you see the same page here, and we're not logged in, and we know that because we don't see a gray bar at the very top. If we scroll down, and if we were to fill this out with name, email, my website, and a comment, I could check this box right here to notify me of follow-up comments via email. My email, of course, will be taken from this box, and this will help me stay in touch with this blog post in case the author or someone else replies with a new comment. That's what the subscribe to comment option is, and you can change the different messages that are shown to people. And also, if you had a lot of people subscribed, then you could go back to this post and see who subscribed to what and what type of posts are available for subscription. That covers the major settings under the general settings and the other options that you should go through fairly quickly. A couple of the other things that we haven't covered. Let's go to, for example, appearance. Under appearance you have themes, widgets, and menus. The rest of the items that you see listed on your website are optional or may not be available depending on the theme that you've selected. So let's take a look at how you select a new theme. To select a new theme, simply go to Appearance, Themes, and on the right hand side you will see all the themes available for your website. These are already been installed for you and they're ready to simply click on the Activate button and they will become available as part of your website. For example, let's pick the Coraline theme. If we click on Activate, and then we go back to our home page, you will notice that the website looks completely different. There's a banner on top, all these funny menus, and different things are in different places. That's because we activated this theme. If we go back and activate our original theme, which is the 2012 theme, and we go back to the home page, notice that everything's back to normal. Themes have various different functions. The main function is to change the look and feel of your website, but they also allow you to have different widgets or different functionality. So not all themes are the same. The ones that are available already on your website are some of the best plugins or some of the best free themes available currently. The ones I would recommend that you explore are, for example, Fusion, Responsive, and the very first one called Atahualpa, right here, or the second one. All the other ones are fun to play with, and you may be perfectly fine with them, but they don't give you a huge amount of customization. So you can play around with this and pick the one that you like. You can also install new themes by clicking on the install themes at the top. Then pick different search parameters that you want. For example, maybe you want a theme that has different theme options. Not all the themes have options. So we're going to click on theme options as one of the parameters, and then click on find themes. So you see all this available. Notice on the right hand corner, a plugin, the results show that there's 558 items. The different searches and different options that you put into your search will give you different results, of course. If you see a theme that you like, you can just click on the Install Now button, like this. You get a list of the stuff that happened, and then you can see the live preview, return to the theme installer, or activate the theme. Let's take a look at the live preview. If you click on live preview, you see more or less what your website will look like if you use this theme. In this case, for example, it looks pretty broken. The menus at the top look kind of crowded and they don't look right. But that's just because this is the default settings for this theme. You'll need to configure it if you want to use it. If you found that this is the theme that you want to use, you can just click on Save and Activate and get on your way. Otherwise, you can go back to the theme installer and keep looking for other themes that may be more suitable for you. When you've activated a theme, you will see that it takes the top spot under Appearance and under the Themes menu right here. This is where you will find out what type of customization options you have available for this theme. Like I said earlier, not all themes are created equal, so not all themes have the same options. Some themes have options to change the header, the sidebars, the colors, the fonts. Other themes only have the ability to have the header change, for example. So when you have the theme selected, you will see the customization options right here. Under some circumstances, the options will also be listed over here on the left hand side under Appearance, and you will see a button called Theme Options, or the name of the theme and options. For example, if we activate the Atahualpa theme, we will see that the Appearance menu changes from all those menus that you saw to an additional menu called Atahualpa Theme Options. And then you will see that there's all these different options, and this is their own way of doing options, and you will see that happens quite a bit with different themes. Let's go back to 2012 and reactivate that. If you just want to get started with 2012, you probably want to go change the header. There is no header right now, but it tells you what size you need to pick your image. And let's take a quick look. If your image isn't the right size, WordPress will try to do its best to accommodate. For example, we'll go and try to find an image that I can use for the header. I'm just going to look for something that's mildly attractive, and we can see we want to add this picture right here. Go choose that file. We'll open it and click on upload. Notice right here at the bottom, because I'm using Chrome, I'm seeing the upload percentage, and as soon as it gets to 100, I should be presented with the same image earlier where I can edit that picture and crop it. So there you go. Now this is a really big image, so you'll need to edit your pictures before you upload them. But in this case, I'm just going to click that, and at the very bottom you'll see crop and publish. So if you click on crop and publish and we refresh, there you see there's a header, and now you can get to publishing the rest of your blog. That's how you would edit and change the header. Now again, that would work if you had an image that's already part of the library, but this have a problem right now, so we won't work with those. After you add an image, it becomes available here, but you can add several ones, and another option that you can have when it comes to displaying pictures, you can have it show a random picture each time the page is loaded instead of just the one picture for your header. You can also change the text color for the description and the titles. So this text right here, you can change it to whatever color you want right here. So we're not going to leave this image here. We're actually going to remove the header image and remove this image as well. We're just going to go to the media page and delete them. If we go back to the home page and revisit, the header now is gone. So we were just covering the header. There's also the background option for your theme, where you can select a background image and a color. For example, if we were to change a color to, let's say, that dark gray or that light gray, save it, and then we go back to the home page, you'll see that the background changed to a darker gray. So that's how you can change that. The background image is more suitable when you see a tiled background. For example, let's say, or just a big background that you wanted to set in the middle of the page. Let's take a look and see how this works. So if we have this very strong background, and we upload it, but we don't want to tile it, then we change right here to no repeat, and we want it center, and we want it fixed. And let's save the changes and see how that looks. That's not going to look any good. So just like the other picture, you have to set the size of that image that you want to use to be the size that you want. The editor is a editor for the different files that your theme has, and this allows you to change your CSS and PHP code, which I'm not going to cover here. It's too advanced for a quick start guide. What I do want to cover is the custom sidebars. The custom sidebars plugin, which is not part of WordPress but I've installed it for you, allows you to create different sidebars that will go into the different sections of your page. For example, under Home, if we click on Contact, you will notice that the sidebar has the exact same content as the home page and the press page. All the stuff is the same on the sidebar. But if you were to create a new sidebar, you could create that sidebar and assign it to a specific page. Notice that we created a new sidebar. It's right here. New sidebar for demo. You also already have 3 custom sidebars created for you. So you can rename this and assign them to any page you want. Let's take a look at the new sidebar. Let's go to Press. We're going to go to the Press page and edit that page. On the right hand side, we have the sidebars that are available to be changed, and we only have the one on the side, so We can either have the main sidebar, which is the default, any of the custom ones that are pre-made for you, or the one we just created. So let's try that. New sidebar and update. Once we click on that, if we go back and look at the page, you will notice that there's nothing on the sidebar here. It's completely empty. That's because we assigned a new sidebar right here to this page, but this sidebar doesn't have anything yet. What you have to do is go back to the appearance section and go to widgets and assign some widgets to the new sidebar. On the right hand side here you will see custom sidebar 1, 2, 3, new sidebar, which is the one we just created, main sidebar, and a couple other ones that are already created. These sidebars may also change when you update your theme, so pay attention when you change themes to make sure that your widgets are still available. If you happen to move from a theme that had certain sidebars to a theme that doesn't have the same sidebars, then some of the widgets will be moved down to this inactive widgets section, so you can bring them back after you make the change. So how do you add stuff to the widget areas? Remember, the custom sidebars or the given main sidebars are just widget areas. So for example, the main sidebar here has a search, recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, and meta, however you want to call that. And if we go take a look at the home page, we have search, recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, and meta. So these little widgets correspond to what's on the main sidebar. So where do these widgets come from? These widgets are available on the left hand side right here. These are all the ones available from WordPress and from the plugins I gave you already installed. But you can always find new widgets if you go to install new plugins, which we'll cover that in a minute. The way that you bring widgets into the sidebar is by expanding the sidebar and simply bringing in the text widget or the recent post, whatever widget you want to use. In this case, we're just going to bring a new one and say we're going to bring a text widget and give it a simple title of new sidebar widget. This is the text that will appear in the new sidebar widget. We'll click on save and go to the home page and click on press again and see what happens. Notice that we now have one widget on the side, but it says new sidebar widget. This is the text that will appear in a new sidebar widget. So that represents this action that we did earlier, where we have the new sidebar, a new text widget, and we type something in to display that. Widgets can do all kinds of things, or you can use a simple widget like a text widget to say whatever you want to say. But you could add a list of pages, you could add a form, you could add links, you could add all kinds of things to the widgets. Again, your WordPress website comes with 3 custom sidebars, which you can rename if you go to Appearance, Custom Sidebars. You can rename them right here, or you can create new ones. In this case, we're going to delete the one that we created because we're no longer going to use it. And that covers custom sidebars. We've talked about themes. We cover widgets. We cover post, pages, contact, all your settings. And let's take a look. What else can we cover for you to get you started? Let's look at the tools section. Many times you will install a plugin and its functionality will be covered as a tool and it may be shown up under tools. In this case, we have 2 or 3 plugins that have added new links to here. We have backups, redirection, and subscriptions. Subscriptions I already covered. This is the when somebody leaves a comment on your blog post and they want to subscribe to the comments, this is where you would see the subscribers, or you can add somebody new to be subscribed automatically or manually. We also have redirection, which we will not cover on this Quickstart guide, but this is a plugin that I installed for you and is very useful. It allows you to send one page to another automatically. The one I want to cover is backups. Backups has the ability for you to make a weekly, daily backup, or you can add your own schedule. If we add a new schedule, we can say that we want to cover both database and files. We want to do this a manual schedule, and we're going to keep maybe 3 manual backups, and we want the backup notification to go to whatever email you want it to go to. I'm going to use this and click on update. You will notice now that I have a complete manually listed here and 0 backups under that. That means that this backup has never run, and that makes sense because we just created it. But we can say that we're going to run now, and so the backup is going to run, create a zip file, and back up all your stuff and make it available here. You will have complete weekly, database daily, complete daily. We have 2 complete weekly, so let's delete one of those. Let's delete that. So you have a complete daily backup, a database daily backup, and a complete weekly backup. Those are set to automatically run on a given schedule. So as soon as your website is installed, you no longer need to worry about this. They will be sending, they will be doing backups automatically and sending you a backup notification when that happens. That's under Tools and Backups. Periodically, you want to go in and download this file to your computer so you have the ability to restore your backup, your website, if something happens. So simply go to the weekly or daily backup section and click on the download button and download the file and keep it saved somewhere in your computer. I know that seems like a hassle, but that is a very simple way of you maintaining your website backup. An alternative plugin that I suggest is Backup Buddy. Now, Backup Buddy is not active by default because it is a paid plugin, so you need to go in and activate it if you want to use it. And to do that, just look in there under your main section, Quickstart Guide, backing up your free WordPress website, and there's information about Backup Buddy right here, so you can get that working. For the time being, Backup Buddy is installed and it's pretty much ready to go. You just need to go in and activate it by the plugin. Once you do that, if you go to Plugins and you look at your active plugins, you will see Backup Buddy, and it says right here, Manage Licenses. Your license is not set or it's invalid. You need to manage license. Click right here to update your license once you purchase it. What's cool about Backup Buddy is that you can set up not only a schedule so that everything happens automatically, but it can also put your backup into your Dropbox folder, into an FTP location, or another remote location so that you don't have to download it on a regular basis. It also allows you to do a malware scan, which means your website will be checked for bad files to make sure that no one's hacked into it or no one has hijacked it. You simply click on malware scan, and once it does this thing, it will tell you that, you know, whether something was updated or not. I mean, whether something was found that's bad or not. So that's Backup Buddy. What else can we cover? Let's cover SEO. SEO is the plugin that provides all the sections I showed you earlier under pages or posts or categories for you to set the different SEO settings you want on each piece of content. If you click on SEO, the menu will expand and show you the different submenus available. The first thing you want to do is look at your settings right here. So your main settings, this is where you plug in your Google Webmaster Tools ID, Bing Webmaster Tools ID, and Alexa Verification ID. All this stuff you don't really need to do to get started. This is just the advanced features of the SEO plugin. The best thing for you to do would be to look and start the tour and follow through step by step on configuring each of these sections. Let's take a look at media. We haven't covered media yet. Media is the collection of pictures and PDFs or zip files that you want to upload and make available to your visitors. You can upload stuff to the media section when you create a new post or when you create a new page, or you can just add it by hand by clicking on Add New. To add new pictures is very simple. Let's say that you want to add this monkey picture. You simply open your folder, your installation like this, your folder like this, and you can drag and drop each picture into the folder, into the WordPress website. Once you've done that, then you can click on edit. You could change, you can edit the image, you can rotate it, you can crop it, you can scale it, you can do different things. Let's take a look. We can edit the image again, and we can scale the image. We can crop it. Let's scale it down a little bit, so 400 by 400. So now the image is a little bit smaller, and we can also actually crop the image. So let's take a look. Let's say that you want to crop this, and we click on Save. You actually have to click on this little icon at the top that will confirm your crop. And there you have it. Now the image that we had earlier has been cropped, and you can save it, and notice here's the previous one, here's the new one. We click on Save. Now that's the new image. So let's go click on Update. Let's go back to the media library so you can see what happens. So now that picture is available right here. But notice that it says that it was uploaded to nothing. It says unattached. That means that it's not attached to any blog post, and it's going to be a little tough to find it anywhere on your website. So what you want to do is actually use an image in one of your posts. And to do that is very simple. Go to All Posts, Add New Post, and we can create a new post. And in here we're going to put some text. And we want to add that picture right here by clicking on Add Media. And notice that it's right here. We click on it. We insert it into Post. And for some reason that didn't work. Let's click on that again. Let's click on that, and let's click on Media File. We want it to go to the left, and we want that size. And let's click on Insert into Post. That didn't work. Let's try the other one. Same thing, left, Insert into Post. Let's try Insert into Post. So for some reason, something's going on right now that it wouldn't let me do that, but you can do it through the normal text or visual, and it should just work. So let's click on View Post. You see the image there and the image here. That's how you would upload a new picture. What we're going to do in the library though right now is delete all those images that we uploaded because we don't want them there. In order to delete images that you've uploaded, check the boxes, click on Bulk Actions, and delete permanently. Then click on Apply. The images are gone. So that covers the media library. That covers tools and settings, posts, pages. Oh, let's cover the menus. Menus is a good topic to cover while you are getting started with your website. So notice at the very top you have Home, Mission, Products, Contact Press, Blog, and Quick Start Guide. All those menu items come from your menu dashboard. If you click under Appearance, you will see Menus. Click on Menus, and you will notice that we have a main navigation menu and secondary navigation menu. These menus are created for you. And notice you see Home, Mission, Products, Contact, Press, Blog, and Quick Start Guide, and the different items here. You could create a new menu by clicking on the plus icon here, and then adding items to the menu right here. To add items is fairly simple. If you wanted to add a page to your menu, you simply find a page over here on the left hand side, like Contact Us for example, and you click on Add to Menu. That will put it down here at the very bottom. Then you can move it wherever you want it to go. You can move it to the top. Now it's going to sit between Blog and Quick Start Guide. Let me show you. If we click on Save Menu, and we go back to the home page, now we have another Contact Us page right here. Just a link to the that we created here. Right? We can click on that and click Remove, and that will automatically be gone. So for example, Quick Start Guide. Once you are finished looking through the Quick Start Guide and you want to delete it, you can either come here and delete all these menus, and then you're left with only this, or you could create a new menu, name it My New Menu for example, and add the stuff that you want the way that you want it. Do you want to have it in there? You can name the different titles however you want to do, and you click Save. Now you have three menus: main navigation menu, second navigation menu, and the one we created. In order for you to use your new menu, you have to go to the Theme Locations section on the left hand side and select the new menu that you created. In this case, My New Menu is available. Click it, click on Save, and if we go back to the home page, you will notice that all these sidebars, all these buttons will have changed. See, updating plugins, home, blog, and about us, and that reflects updating plugins, home, blog, about us. What if you want to do a drop-down menu? Simply put it in wherever you want it to go. Notice there's a scale right here, like a step. You can do another drop-down menu. You can go as deep as you want. If we do a Save Menu, and we go back to the home page to see how that looks, we have Home, Home, and updating plugins, and blog, and about us. That's a lot of nesting of the menus, but you could do that if you wanted to. But that's just a little bit silly right now, so we'll do that and see how that looks. Notice we have Home, updating plugins with a submenu of blog and about us. Home, updating plugins, submenu of blog, and a menu about us. And if you wanted to change back to the main one, you simply go here, click on Main Navigation Menu, click on Save, go back to your home page, refresh, and you'll notice all your menu items are back to normal. That just about concludes a quick start guide, which I know took a little bit longer than expected, but I've edited and cut up all the parts that I think are not necessary. The very first thing you're probably going to want to do is change your theme, put some new blog posts, edit the content on your pages so that when you go to mission statement, it actually has your mission statement. Once you've done that, let's see, where are we? So change your theme under appearance, themes, put some new posts under posts, add new, update your pages under all pages, and then go to your permalinks option and change your permalinks. If you have any questions about this video or any other videos, or the free WordPress website offer, or the free WordPress website that I created for you, please don't hesitate to contact me. Look forward to talking to you or emailing with you about this. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.